Okay, well, now that I started you and stopped you, and now we're going to start again as we get ready for our presentation. We do have friends online and all of you in person as well. We're delighted to have you here. I've met most of all of you, but again, my name is Rob, and I'm the Community Relations Director here on the Des Moines campus, and you are in for a treat today. We're going to learn about some of the timelines and floor plans, and you'll be able to ask questions of those that are heavily involved in this process. Sound fun? Good. Okay, let's get it started. I have with me today Christine Tremaine. She's the Vice President of Marketing and Development, and she is instrumental in all of our construction and development projects, not just here in Des Moines, but all of the other Wesley campuses and projects. I also have Susan McConnell, who is the Executive Director of our Wesley Community Foundation. And as you all know, Wesley is a not-for-profit organization. And so our foundation is instrumental in not only all the programs and fun things that we have on campus and special projects, but also helping with the construction as well. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Christine Tremaine to start the presentation.
Awesome. Thank you, Rob. And welcome to all the folks on Zoom, as well as everybody in the room. This is my first time doing a Zoom presentation, I think. So it's a little nerve-wracking. I have a cross on the floor where I'm supposed to stand, but I like to wander. So we'll see how this goes, right? Okay. So thank you all for coming. As you all know, we are in a very interesting time. And I wanted to start the presentation with just kind of an acknowledgement of all of the issues that are playing into construction projects these days. So first is, and we've been dealing this for several months now, our supply issues. We still have supply chain issues and issues getting materials, especially when it comes to building. So that's one thing that we have going. We've also got a concrete strike going on in King County, and yesterday it looked like there might be some talks or some people starting back to work while they were still negotiating. And now I saw a headline today that said, "Oh no, nobody's going back to work yet." So the news is back and forth, and who knows when this is going to end. There is some concrete being delivered, but the strike is affecting a lot of big projects. And the other thing about the concrete strike is that it will creates a backlog too of projects that have been stalled. And who's going to get their concrete first? All those projects that are in line. So we're watching that. Our contractor is watching that. Our cottage buildings in this phase, the next phase that we have coming at Wesley Des Moines, we have a different builder, a home builder, who's going to be building the cottage buildings. We have 3 cottage buildings that makes up about 11 accommodations. And they were telling us about the challenges getting materials for home building. And you know, one day it might be plywood, another day it might be something else, concrete, lumber for framing, shingles for the roof, whatever it is. And it's really hard to lock in orders or lock in pricing these days because the prices are changing so rapidly. So those are challenges that we have with the home builders and the cottages. And then this, I had a different slide that I pulled last week, and things changed again. And so I pulled this slide at the beginning of the week, and it's probably different again. Oil prices going up and down, stocks going up and down. and the whole war in Ukraine. We've got a lot of challenges going on in the world right now. So why do we want to start a construction project, right? Well, when are we going to start if not now? And we've worked with our contractor, we've worked with both contractors and our lenders as well, and feel that it's a good time to get started. That it's better to get started now than to keep waiting. So what we have in the pipeline right now at Wesley, we have Wesley Phase 3. That's the project that we are at here today. We are planning to get started, probably do some pre-build, like laying the pad for that big crane. If you were here during Phase 2 and saw the big tower crane, we have the same tower crane coming back. And it's a local company actually that I think the Northwest Crane, and now I'm forgetting whether they manage it or build it. There's two different companies there, but nice that we're using local. And so that will probably start getting ready in April. We should see building starting in May. That is when our financing is expected to close. Phase 3 cottages, we do hope to be able to get those started in June or July. The building itself is going to be about a 2-year build. So we would be able to open then in 2024, spring of 2024. The cottages, however, are a 5 to 7 month build, assuming we are able to get all the materials on time. Then 5 to 7 months would put us into the beginning of next year when those would be ready. We also have our campus in Renton, Spring Glen, Wesley Spring Glen, that is coming online. We are right now, our plans are with King County, and we are waiting for King County to review all those plans. They're commenting back and forth. They're telling us that we should expect a building permit toward the end of fall, beginning, or winter. End of fall or winter next year, or at the end of this year. So we would not start building a project, especially when there's a lot of site work that has to be done in November, December, January. So we're probably looking at a February start to that project. Again, another 2-year build, and then be open in hopefully fall of 2024. Bradley Park Phase 2 is another project that we have on our radar right now. That's to complete that campus in Puyallup. And right now it has a brownstone and independent living, catered living and memory care. We will be adding a skilled nursing center and another brownstone, as well as a swimming pool. So that project is expected to start in July of 23. That requires that we get a certificate of need for the nursing home and the care center beds. Any questions on the timeline? Okay, I think this is where I turn it back over to you, isn't it, Rob? Sure.
Well, what did people think of the timeline? I saw some of you scribbling furiously as we're getting ready to pick your apartment, right? It sounds exciting that we're going to start reserving apartments real soon, and I'll take the clicker. And so it's exciting. As you can tell, our team has been working with many of you. I won't name names, but some of you call me regularly to see if something has become available. Has anyone done that? Yeah. I won't name names, but so let me walk you through. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to walk through some of the plans for the campus and the redevelopment and the new building. So we start with this slide. As you can tell, this is the current garden side of the campus. You can see that the purple was phase 1, phase 1A and B, which is down here, the cottages and the brownstone building. The light blue was phase 2, which is the current gardens building. And then the gold is phase 3, which is all of the construction still to come. Yep. So you can see there will be a brand new apartment building connected to the current gardens building, the brand new healthcare center with the skywalk that will connect to the terrace building, and then 3 cottage buildings that will include 11 cottage homes. Sound good? Question? Yes. Good question. The question is, where are we? Right now we are in here. This is the gardens parking lot, and you come into the main entrance and the auditorium is right here. Good? Any other questions? Yes.
Building
The gardens. Correct.
Yellow building, you said was going to be an apartment building?
I refer to it as an apartment building because it will have independent apartments and catered living and memory care apartments. And Marlene, you are ahead of me because we're going to go floor by floor of what the building looks like. Yep. Stick with me, Marlene. I will walk you through each section. So we've been talking about all the changes on campus, right? As many of you know who have been connected to Wesley for a while, you know that we have taken down some of the older cottages as well as the older gardens building to make way for some of the new construction. This timeline, it says the timeline and how the apartments have changed, right? We started out with 506 total homes on campus. And as we've gone along through the process, you can see we're adding cottages, removing cottages, removing apartments, adding apartments. We will end up with 538 total homes on campus. That will include 390 independent living homes. That's cottages and apartments and brownstones. We'll have 76 catered living and memory care. And then we'll have at the end a 72 bed healthcare center. Make sense? Everyone tracking? Okay. I want to walk you through some of the artist renderings. And we started with this one, displaying our skywalk. Now we are one campus with multiple buildings. We have the gardens building, the terrace building, the cottages and brownstones. If you are a resident at Wesley, you have access to every amenity on campus. And so this skywalk will connect the gardens building to the terrace building. And it will make it easier to access for our residents. Imagine you won't have to put your coat on to go from building to building. How nice is that, huh? And so you can see how it will connect from the gardens to the terrace building across the street. And this road is 216th Street. This is an image of the brand new healthcare center entrance. As you know, we are building the healthcare center, which will have long-term skilled nursing care as well as short-term rehab. And the healthcare center will have its own access point. It's off of 11th Avenue on the kind of the cottage brownstone side of the building. Okay. Here, I love the spaces here. Look at this. So here is the existing gardens building. So this building already exists now. This is the dining room. Many of you have toured this building and seen the dining room. Here is the main lobby for the current building where you just came in. For those that are here, just came into the main building here. Right now, this is a dirt pile, but imagine what it's going to be when we have this beautiful courtyard. You'll see this walking path will lead out to the cottages and brownstones to have easy access for residents to enter from there directly into the main lobby. Outdoor patio and fire pit. And then this is the brand new building, and I want you to keep an eye on this section right here, this outdoor patio, because the next slide is going to give you a different perspective. So as I told you, this is the perspective kind of looking back the other way. Here is the outdoor seating area. And one of the designs that I love, this is the swimming pool and fitness area. And there will be access from the outside for those of you that are living in a cottage or brownstone. You won't have to come into the building to get to your fitness class. Okay. And as you can see, lots of outdoor space to sit with a friend or family and enjoy a sunny day. Okay. And then this is the patio that was right outside the fitness area. Imagine having a fitness class and then coming outside to cool down and visit with your friend as you're getting ready to head back home. And then you can see the walkway in the distance and look at this gazebo out that way. Perfect space for gathering, visiting with a friend out there, or small resident group events. We doing okay so far? Tracking with me? Okay. So now I want to take you through some of the amenities and the floors in the new building. Okay, so this is level 1 of the new construction. To orient you to where we are now, this is the current gardens building. And so many of you that have toured this building already, you've already seen the movie theater and the salon. Am I getting some head nods that some people are recognizing where this is? And right now you come here and the building ends. This is a door. Now this will be the entry into the new fitness wing. We will move the current fitness equipment over to the new fitness area, the equipment area. We'll also have space for all of our exercise classes. As you may know, we have classes, multiple classes every day. We have a yoga instructor that comes in and does chair yoga and mat yoga. And so a lot of opportunities to come in and work out with a class. A seating area, and you'll see another slide that I'll show in a second that will show we'll have a seating area with a juice bar, something like that to enjoy before or after class. And then, as I said before, access to the outside so you could come and go from there if you were living in a cottage, okay? Locker rooms leading into the pool area. Many of you have asked about a pool, and we are going to have one. And look at this, not just one, but look at the different options you have for your pool. We have the lap pool area. We have an aquatic exercise pool, and then a resistance pool with the resistance jets. And then a hot water pool after you've been done exercising and you want to soak afterwards. Good? Question? The type of water? It will be a salt water pool.
I believe, Rob, is going to be a hybrid.
Yes.
What we have found is with the saltwater pools that they're really hard on the equipment. And so they're now recommending that you do a combination. Is that right, Susan? Is that what you heard?
Good, thank you. Good, any other questions so far? Yes.
What phase is that? When is that going to be completed?
Oh, good question. The question is, when will this be completed? And this is part of the phase 3, which as we learned will start in May-ish. You'll hear me say ish. And it's about a 2-year process. So about 2 years from now. Yes, Mr. Fairbanks. What temperature will the pool be? Does anyone know that? You will have to get back to you. I'll have you measure it when you move in. Any other really difficult questions? Oh, yes. Hey, Pat, yes.
So if you're living not in the building and you come to the pool from the outside, is it just open to anybody?
Oh, good question. So the question is, will the pool be open to anyone? So if you are a Wesley resident, you will have access to the pool. You will have access, as you said, to enter the building. You will need an electronic fob because the exterior doors are locked. Okay, good. Here is an artist's rendering image of what the fitness equipment room will look like. We are still finalizing what equipment to use. We are working with residents and our staff to maximize the space there.
One more question online about the pools. Is there a deep end to the pool, like deep water aerobics classes?
Good question. The question is there a deep end to the pool? Let's look at the next slide. Oh.
I don't think so. I think it looks like the lap lane is 5 feet, and then your aerobics area and the resistance pool is probably going to be between 3 and 4 feet. Because it's really designed for that exercise.
Yes. Okay. Here is an image of the overview of the pool area. You can see this says, I believe it says 75 feet. That is the length of it. And you can see the perspective of the lap pool along with the other exercise areas. Okay.
Have you used the microphone for the?
Some people are disabled and may need a bit more available.
Yes. The question was, will there be a lift to access the pool? And the answer is yes, there will be a lift for people to be able to access the pool. Hi, Marilyn.
I have a question. You may have teachers that come, instructors come from outside to teach, all these classes that you're going to have, not only for the water release, but other things.
Yeah.
Or do you hire somebody, that is in charge of it all?
Marilyn, good question. The question is, will you hire someone to come in and teach classes, or will it be a Wesley staff member? And I would answer it by saying, we have our resident engagement team oversees our fitness program. We have some fitness staff that teach classes. We also have some non-staff every day, like our yoga instructor that does come in, on certain days and times. I would imagine the pool, they'll work that out. The bigger picture, Marilyn, which I love, is that we talked about this with our resident group yesterday, is that you, our residents and future residents, are setting the culture and what this campus will look like. And part of why we are building the things we are building is based on feedback from you. And you're also setting the engagement level and what programs are important to you. And gathering is an important part of our group. Hold that question. This is the juice bar fit seating area. Look at this. I keep telling you, indoor, outdoor access. One of our favorite programs that residents have is our outdoor exercises in the summer. And so this was designed because of some of that feedback from residents, how much they've enjoyed outdoor fitness and utilizing the natural sunlight and air as you're exercising. Yes, question.
What happened to the existing?
Good question. The question is, what will happen to the current fitness area? The current fitness will no longer be a fitness room. There are discussions on what that will be. I've heard, different proposals. Part of how we go about this process is to look at what staff needs are, as well as what resident feedback and input there is. As you saw in, I think it's the next slide. Let me show that. Can I show the next slide first? We've had a lot of questions about the swimming pool, and here it is. This is an artist rendering. This is not a picture of another pool. This is the artist rendering of what our pool, I say our pool will look like. And so you can see here's the lap swimming. the aquatic exercise, the resistance, and the hot water pool. How about that? Notice these colors, bright colors, as you're exercising. Christine has this slide here that shows some of the colors that we will be using. Bright and fun, just like you see the current gardens building in our other buildings. Good. Okay, can I take us up one floor? Okay, so we went from level 1 to level 2. Okay, stick with me. So to give you some idea of what we're looking at, here is the current gardens main entrance, where all of you who are here today came in. Here is the current gardens front desk and the auditorium that we're in right now. This is all new construction. So the green right here is our memory care area we call the Arbor. You can see brand new memory care apartments. The area will have their own dining room and activity area, and then a big living common space with an outdoor patio and area to walk and garden and be outside. It a secure garden area. For those, also as a perspective, here is the current healthcare center. You can see, as I showed you before, the healthcare center has their own entrance. Okay. Mailboxes for the new apartment building, this new building, all the floors, this will be their mail. And for those of you that are living in this new building, you'll come in through the main entrance, and then here are the elevators going to levels 3, 4, 5, or going down to 1. Good.
Is the restaurant there available for everybody? Or just memory care?
This dining room will be for memory care, but I will show you the different dining areas, and we'll talk a little bit about that. Good question. For those of you that are joining us again from your commercial break, here is our catered living area, level 3. And you'll have elevators to access down 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Okay. Yes, Marcia.
What does catered living cover?
Marcia, good question, Marcia. You are ahead of the game, because I'm going to have you hold that thought, because we are going to cover what the catered living program is like and in just a few slides. One other thing to note about this 3rd floor, the skywalk, Dan, is on the 4th floor. You will access the skywalk from level 3. So the way it will work, follow me here. Walk down this hallway to this elevator or stairwell here. Okay, this will take you up 1 level to the skywalk on level 4. Okay. Here is the skywalk. The reason why you walk down the hallway and go up the elevator or stairs is because this is the roof. And it's a lot easier to access it through the stairway than by the roof. And then the skywalk will connect to the 2 buildings. Good? Okay. Level 4 is catered living, our 2nd level of catered living. As you can see, elevators, living room, outdoor deck. And then we go up to level 5. Level 4 is catered living, Marlene. Yep. Yes. The question is, where will the 4th floor catered living go to the dining room? And the answer is they will go to the 3rd floor to go to the dining room. Okay. 5th floor. So these are independent apartments. Okay. There are 18 independent apartments on level 5 of the new building. Okay. They consist of 1 bedroom with den, and 2 bedroom. In addition, you can see the elevators here to access the top floor. A club room designed for this level 5 group, and covered patio deck area. Okay. In addition, there will be storage lockers right here on level 5 for those apartments on the 5th floor. Anyone else? I'm just kidding. Dan, what can I do for you, Dan?
If we were to end up on level 5,
Yes.
where's the parking for that?
Oh, good question. Good question. The question is, what do we do about parking if you are living on the 5th floor of the new building? The answer is this building will use the existing parking garage that is underneath the current gardens building. Any other questions?
So be no additional parking.
There will be no additional underground parking. There will be additional outdoor parking, of course, if that's what you choose. Judy, and then Pat. Yes. So the question is, how will we access the parking garage if we are living in the level 5 of the new building? The answer is you would take the elevators down to one of the other floors that connects to the gardens building. You could go down to level 3 or 2 or 1, I guess. How about that? And then walk over to the current gardens building and down to the garage.
What size, will the lockers be the same size as what you already have in this building? That 4 by 5 by 6?
You are the question is what will the size of the storage lockers be? The answer is we don't know yet. How about that? Yes.
There's an obvious absence of balconies.
There is an absence of balconies on this floor. Yes, there are no balconies in the new building. There is a big common area and a deck on each floor, but there is no balcony to each apartment, correct? Good catch. Here is an example. Hey, Erica. Here is a apartment in the new building. As you can see, this is a level 5, so this is an independent apartment. It's a 1-bedroom. It's about 650 square feet. Okay. You can see full kitchen, washer and dryer right in your apartment, heating and air conditioning, and nice walk-in closet. Good. 1-bedroom. Let's see, did we decide? This is a 1-bedroom with a den, and it's got 1.5 bathrooms. It is about 800, a little less than 900 square feet. And all of these plans we will provide for you as we go through the process. So don't feel like you have to memorize it today. And then here is a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom on level 5. Yes, Mr. Magnuson.
There we go. Is there any conversation about taking mechanical out of the bedroom?
That
The plans haven't been drawn yet. I mean, the schedules are ready, but can you move that? Because it's, and all the other places we've done it, Wesley, mechanical has been, several mechanical has been instead. Make any sense?
Do you want me to answer that, Christine? I'm happy to. So the answer is that is very thoughtful of you. Yes, we recognize in every case possible, we have put the mechanical room in the living room. Because of construction and the way the building is built, there are some apartments that it is necessary to put the mechanical room in the bedroom. That there is thought and purpose behind the design of every inch of the building. There are some things that we can control and other things we can't control. The mechanical room is your heating and air conditioning.
Are both bathrooms of those showers not tub shower combination?
We noticed that, yes, that it is 2 showers, yes. Any other questions? Okay. Any other questions for me? Now I'm going to turn it back over to Christine. Do you want? Any questions for our online group? Are you still with us? There. Okay.
Okay, test. All right. Well, I actually have some floor plans of catered living coming up next, Marlene. We'll show those in just a minute. I want to talk a little bit about catered living. Catered living is Wesley Homes, actually Wesley's version of assisted living. And the main difference between your traditional assisted living and catered living is how care is delivered. And we have been moving in the direction at all of our other campuses to provide catered living through where services are provided with home care services. And we have staff who are on site 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to provide those activities of daily living that you would also receive in assisted living. So we feel that this is a more flexible way of providing care for you. You get what you need. You pick and choose based on the services, such as if you need bathing assistance or medications on a frequent basis or a scheduled basis, help with toileting, help with transportation. We even do pet walking through the home care services and catered living. It's different from getting home care in other areas of the campus. Those are much more scheduled. Here you actually have staff who is on and available to the folks who are in the catered living apartments. Okay. So in the catered living, that is also a full meal plan. So we provide 3 meals a day. It's actually an all-day dining. That dining room is an all-day dining service. Whereas in our independent dining room, the existing dining room we have, that right now, I think we do serve more than just the evening meal, right? Because we have some residents. Yeah, commons would be breakfast and lunch. So it may switch a little bit as we open up this part of the building. In our other campuses, the catered living dining room is the one that's the 3 meals a day, and then the other dining room serves basically the main meal in the evening. But we'll see what the demand is here and what people need. We also provide housekeeping weekly as opposed to every other week. And we also provide a laundry service. So folks don't have to do their own laundry anymore when they come to the catered living area of the building. So are there other questions about catered living? Anything I missed on catered living, Rob? Other questions? Yeah, the question is, can people use the dining room? And what works at our other campuses is, yes, a lot of folks who are in our other, anywhere on campus who want to get a breakfast or a lunch would be able to get that in the catered living dining room. Yeah. Okay, well, let's look at some floor plans. So the catered living floor plans, we do have some studios in this area of the building, and these are mirrored to the memory care. So our memory care floor, which is the second level, yeah, second level. Those apartments, they're basically stacked with the catered living. And Dennis, to answer your question about the mechanical room, part of the reason why that ended up being in the bedroom in that one floor plan is because it's stacked from below. And so because that top floor isn't stacking the same way, there were some areas where we didn't have a choice but to put it there. We do try not to put it in the bedrooms. And if we do have to put it in a bedroom, we try not to put it in the master bedroom. But in that one, it didn't work out real well. They're all different on that top floor. So be sure if you're selecting an apartment on that top floor that you're working with Rob and make sure you're getting the right plan because they're all different. So cater living, this is a studio, about 425 square feet. They do have full kitchens. In our memory care, we also have full kitchens. I often get asked, well, why would you put a stove and oven in a memory care apartment? We do that because we have some couples who end up living together in a memory care situation where one spouse is able to still do some cooking and be able to function very independently while the other person is getting those services. So that kitchen is there for family or for a spouse to be able to use. We can lock it off at the breaker if it's a safety risk. And that would be true at the catered living as well if there was a safety risk. But we like being more residential and feeling more like home. So we have one bedroom. Also, this is just a sample floor plan, 570 square feet. Again, you can see the kitchenette or the kitchen, and then a nice space, nice closet, step-in shower. And then this is a 1-bedroom plus sunroom. We do have 4 2-bedrooms, I believe, in our catered living program at Wesley Des Moines. Any questions on catered living? Okay, I think this is where we turn it over to Susan. Am I right? Oh, I keep missing this one. Sorry, Susan. Our project timeline. So we talked a little about this earlier on as to the construction. We do expect to get some early work done in April. Financing is expected to come in May when we can actually start more significant building. It'll be about a 2-year process. We expect to be able to open in 2024, spring of 2024. We've also had the question about the skywalk and when that would be open. The whole thing completes at the same time. The only thing that would be done at a different time are the cottage buildings. And those are, again, expected to be done at the beginning of next year. Our hope is to have pricing and floor plans available. It'll probably be by the end of April. We contemplated changing this to May, but we're working as quickly. Yeah, we're working as quickly as we can to nail that down and provide the pricing to you so that we can actually start having apartments be reserved. We are anxious to do that, as I know you are. And customizations are yet to be determined.
We have a question.
Okay.
About catered living.
Okay.
The biggest advantage, I remember talking with marketing about catered living, was that it helps keep a couple together rather than one person having to leave and go to assisted living while the other person is still an independent. Is this still true for the plan for catered living? Okay,
I'll repeat the question for the folks on Zoom. I'll paraphrase the question. The question is that what they remember from marketing is that one of the benefits of catered living is that it allows 2 people to stay together. And yes, absolutely. In catered living and also our memory care, we are able to keep people together. And catered living, the services are based on what is needed. So if only one person in a couple needs services, then that's all they're going to be paying for. That's a great point. Thank you. And yes, Brent, I'm going to give you the microphone.
When can we make reservations for the new cottages or old?
Okay, the question is, when can we make reservations for the new cottages? And we are hoping to have pricing solidified. That's what's holding us up right now is pricing. We are going to the Housing Finance Commission and expect to be able to get our financing in May. We should have our pricing in line sometime in April, and that's what we're shooting for. Again, we would like to have that done as quickly as possible, just like you would. Marlene. Marlene asked how many new cottages. We have 11 new cottage accommodations. Yeah, 3 buildings and 11 accommodations. Okay, Susan, let's turn it on over to you. Let me turn this. There you go.
Thank you. Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Susan McConnell with the foundation, and we're going to move. No, I guess I get to move to the next slide. Oh, I did it right. Yay. Okay, so I'm with Wesley Community Foundation, and I know some of you here, and I recognize some faces, and some of you are supporters. I just want to let you know that Wesley was built on philanthropy and the spirit of philanthropy, which basically means promoting the welfare of others in our community. And so I think you're very fortunate that we have such a robust foundation and that we are able to help so many people. I'll move on though and tell you a little bit more about us. So we are very fortunate that we help the people of Wesley. That includes staff. We do emergency grants and we do education grants for our staff. We also help our residents through our Circle of Concern program. And that is helping residents who have lived here over 5 years and have run out of resources through no fault of their own. And we help them stay in their apartment and stay here at Wesley. We also fund a lot of programs here that I hope you'll take advantage of. We do Wesley University. And some of you may already be taking some of these classes online or in person. The foundation underwrites the entire program so that no resident has to forego this program due to lack of resources. We have other programs like music and memory and our memory wings. We help pay for the yoga instructor that they were talking about earlier. We have other musical programs, fitness for Parkinson's, and drum for the health of it, which is a really neat program. We're currently looking for a new music instructor, but we will be getting one shortly, I hope. So there's many more. These are a sampling. Some of the places that we've helped support is the wood shop. We paid for 50% of all the materials and equipment in there, so our folks can enjoy having some fun in the wood shop. We work on almost all the emergency equipment for this building, and at the terrace were purchased by the foundation. We've done buses for transportation, and of course, capital campaigns. And that's what I'm going to talk about a little bit more. Right now, Des Moines, the foundation has been tasked by our CEO to try to raise about $12 million for this campus. We try to do at least 10%. Now, he set this goal some years ago, and I know construction costs have gone up since then, but he hasn't changed that figure for us, so that's the good news. So we're tasked with raising $12 million. We are at $8.545 million right now. So that is thanks to so many residents and so many family members and the state of Washington, some grants that we've received, and many people that came before you that actually never lived long enough to see this building, but believed in creating this home for the future. So kudos to everyone who participated. We're at 71% of our goal, and we have about 3.5 million left to raise, which we're actively working on. There's a lot of interest in this pool and in fitness, and I was really excited to see that. We also have some fun things that we're working on, because I don't like to talk all about money with you guys, but we are working on a senior playground. And you might find that interesting, but senior playgrounds were actually invented in China in the 90s, and they were built there to get and encourage the older population to get outside and get moving. And they found that helped people stay healthy and active much longer. And so after doing some research, we discovered that there are more. There's some in Spain and Portugal and some in the southern area of the United States. There might be a few up here, but I haven't found them yet. So we'd like to be on there and get one for all of you to play with. The other thing I want to mention, you might say, oh, a senior playground. Well, the equipment's a little bit different. It's designed for older population to get you flexible, strengthen your body, and get outside and socialize. But even more important, we hope that some kids might join you. There's a lot of children out there that need grandparents. And the social value of what you can give some of these kids is tremendous, as well as they to you. So we hope there'll be some intergenerational activity, but most of this is designed for the senior population. But let's look at some fun equipment here. We're going to start with some music. There'll be some musical instruments, but I want you to know that there'll be a curfew on these particular instruments. We'll have to cut them off by at least 7 o'clock, so there's not a lot of noise. And these, you can see some of these are fun for kids and adults. It's all wheelchair accessible, and it will be accessible to walkers. We even are working on ground preparation so that anybody can get in and out. And we're even going to have, now this is all just draft form, by the way. I don't want you to think this is it for good, but we also have an area right in here that's for yoga and stretching and possible outdoor Tai Chi. Now, where this is located right now is right by that gazebo and right by the pool area that Rob and Christine were talking about. So the fitness program should be kind of all encompassing. And it's pretty exciting stuff here. The other really, oh yes, you have a question?
I was just curious if any thought get into pickleball.
Yes, we are talking to people about pickleball. The question was, has any thought been given to pickleball? You know, I encourage all these requests, maybe not at this moment, but throughout your, you know, idea gathering stage. A lot of residents are coming to us with ideas of pickleball, bocce ball, even a basketball court, you know, a little putting green, a dog park, outdoor kabuta garden type areas. So we are excited about all of that. We probably can't do everything, but we would like to definitely do some more of these types of things. Thank you for asking. And I just like to end. I know I'm a fast talker, so I'm going to slow down here. But I just like to end. How can you help? Well, promoting the culture of philanthropy. Remember what I said, it's the desire to promote the welfare of others. And you can do that by supporting the foundation, but you can also be an advocate and be enthusiastic and tell your neighbors and friends about us and the work we're doing. You can also volunteer. We have some fun projects like stuffing envelopes. Who thought? We still do that, yes. And you know, those are some fun things too for social, and we'd love to have people come and help us with that. We also have, you know, naming opportunities, and you will notice even in this room here that it's named the White Helms Chapel and Event Center. And that was named after a wonderful resident who decided she wanted to help support this campaign and have her name on here, her family name. And you know, she didn't even live long enough to move in here, but she was very proud that she could support this room. So thanks to all the people that helped with that. And let's see, I think, thank you. Here we go.
Thank you, Susan. Isn't that great? The fact that we have a foundation that's active and can help promote resident, I got one, resident programs. And like Susan was saying, this is changing the course of our organization, your home. And the fact that you can be part of that, give your input, dream about what things can happen, whether it's the resident gardens or the pickleball court or a number of things. We have come to the end of our information overload. I'm sure there's been a lot of information that you're taking in. This is not the end of the conversation. It's only the beginning as we start this process. I want to say thank you to all of our friends that have joined us online. I was looking and we have people from all over the country that are Zooming in today, interested in learning and moving to Wesley. And on a personal note, it is such a blessing for myself and our team to know you. I always tell people one of the things I love about our job is that we walk through the journey with you and how life changes and kind of discovering what the next step is for you. As we were talking in the lobby about my family trips from last summer and how we know each other, how fun is that? So we're so grateful that you joined us today. We'll be around to answer more questions. Thank you to Christine and Susan for joining us as well. With that, thank you. There is some food and snacks in the back, and well, we hope to see you again soon.